So the Illumination Project is finally here. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a 6-week series that my father and I shot in front of a live audience in Portland, Oregon, where I live.
We've never done it in front of a dead audience.
Yeah, well, dad jokes. Okay, so in the different sessions, we go through some of the love and respect material. We talk about things that would apply to people who are single, dating, married, just that 18 to 35 demographic that I'm trying to serve, and I'm trying to show how older people like you and my generation should be working together in small groups to talk about relationships and marriage. And so one of the things that I always tell people is seek older, wiser counsel. And learning those things now, so you don't have to say, oh, I wish I would have known then what I know now. So I want to go through and ask you a few questions, looking back on your life. If you had to say to a single guy right now, what's one thing that you've learned that you could just give them a piece of advice?
Can I pull up my wheelchair before I answer this?
Yeah.
But I think one of the mistakes that we make as young men is that we think that women are impressed by the things that impress us. And we've talked about some of these dating sites, and guys are there with no shirts on or standing next to their new car and their gun. And so why that is, I'm not quite sure. But we need to understand that women respond to things like character qualities and virtues and kindness and understanding. And those are the things that we need to develop into our own persona. And if we don't grasp that simple thing, then we think women ought to get turned on to the things that may turn us on.
Yeah.
And it's simply...
You with your shirt off is actually kind of gross to me. Unless there's baby oil, I don't know.
Yeah. But there is this male and female difference, and I think it's a fundamental issue, and it's not that the men lack goodwill, it's coming to that point of understanding how women process things. And not always listening to the Hollywood or the advertisements or the commercials, but stopping and thinking, what really touches the heart of a woman? What touches the heart of my mother, my sister, my aunt? How do they process this world? And you're going to probably be 80% of the way there if you figure that out.
Well, when I did a focus group that was a few years ago, mixed of single people, dating people, engaged people, married people, and older married people, I remember we were going through the openness section in your Love and Respect book, where you're telling people, or telling men, if you're open, that is way more points than the shirt off in front of the car kind of thing. And one of the single guys, he said that his mom, he would come home and his mom would always want to talk about his day or whatever. And he didn't really want to do that, but he realized that when he was open with her, it could possibly make an impact. And so he went home one day and just decided to tell her about his day and ask her about hers. And he said the rest of the night was just different. And the dynamic between them was different. And so that just came to my head.
It's a huge illustration, and they're not that difficult to figure out if we stop. And most of us are wise enough to say, you know, I kind of know that, but it's a matter of making a slight adjustment. And when you make that slight adjustment, it has a huge impact. You know, some of the great basketball coaches just say to the players, I just want you to improve 1%, these NBA players. And if we all improve by 1%, that's all we're asking, we will probably win 10% more of the game. And I think is a simple idea here. Think through what touches the heart of a woman, and you will be way down the pathway.
So the moral of the story, single men, is put your shirt on and be open.
And don't buy a new car.
Yeah.